Cardi money. You don't make Offset money. That lie, that rumor came out 2 years ago. What the are you still talking about it for, bro? What are you?
There was this rumor that Offset hooked up with Chrisean Rock.
Yeah, she got.
While y'all were together?
Nah, I was already engaged with somebody else, so I didn't care. But she has a thing where she likes to make it seem like I care.
Right. So she Offset while he was with Cardi.
Yeah,
that's crazy.
Right. The Miss Chrisean that
Oh, that's bullshit.
Oh, that's just cat, brother. She's like one of these regular grapes on the sidewalk, bro. She's going, and there's no problem with it, gang.
Chrisean is out here still claiming she never slept with Offset, and it's wild because this lie just won't die. Her own best friend already exposed her for messing with Offset, and the streets have never forgotten that bombshell. The part that had people clutching their phones was when folks started saying they did it right inside Cardi's house, which is beyond messy and had the whole internet gasping. And let's be real, Offset was moving reckless back then, sneaking Chrisean around like nobody would find out, acting like the whole world wasn't watching his every step. When Blueface first tried to put the story out, people brushed him off and called him a bitter ex, saying he was just trying to spin drama. But now that more details keep sliding out, folks are realizing Blueface wasn't just talking, he was dropping clues the whole time. So here comes Cardi stepping back into the conversation because Chrisean keeps bringing up a situation from 2 years ago like it's brand new tea. Cardi didn't hold back this time. She called everything out and dragged Chrisean so hard the internet had to pause and catch its breath. She sent a message loud and clear, making it known she's tired of the lies, tired of the stories, and tired of Chrisean trying to play innocent when receipts keep popping up. And the way people started reacting online had the whole situation turning even more chaotic because once Cardi speaks, everybody listens. This drama just keeps getting hotter, and the way it's unfolding feels like nobody is safe from getting called out next. The whole situation about Chrisean and Offset having some kind of secret affair really kicked off when Blue got heated over Chrisean wanting to remove his tattoo from her face. That set him off, and he jumped online, dragging her name like he couldn't wait another second. Out of nowhere, he started accusing her of messing around with Offset while he was still locked in a marriage with Cardi, which sent the internet into chaos instantly. Blue didn't just hint at it, he went straight for the throat with his tweets, saying things like, "Being tatted on A is not a flex. You literally Cardi B husband a couple weeks ago," and acting like the whole world needed to hear his version of events right then and there. Then he added even more, saying he was tired of looking at those tattoos and wanted them gone ASAP, which only stirred the pot even harder. Offset wasted zero time responding because once the rumors started flying, he clearly felt the pressure hitting heavy. He shut everything down immediately, saying, "I ain't never talk or touch that lady. Real talk, man. You need some help." Making it clear he wasn't letting that narrative grow legs on his name. Chrisean didn't stay quiet either. She fired right back at Blue and said he was just inventing drama to get attention. She clapped back with, "You just crashing out, making up stuff," acting like she was done entertaining any story Blue was trying to spin to stay relevant. And with all three of them going back and forth like that, the internet was eating it up because every new message made the whole scandal even messier than before. Chrisean tried to flip the script and make it seem like Blue was the one obsessing when she said, "Let's talk about how I saw it in your recent search history. That's why I honestly got the cover-up, bro. On my dude. Nothing wrong with being bi, just let her know before she fall in love, weirdo." She was talking bold, acting like she had some deep discovery that justified her getting that tattoo covered, and the internet was watching every second of it. I'm not going to lie, a lot of people didn't want to believe Offset would risk his whole household just to sneak around with Chrisean. It sounded too wild, too messy, too reckless. But Blueface refused to back down for even a second, moving like he was ready to prove the entire timeline wrong if he had to. Then Blue tried to settle the argument with what he called receipts, and that's when things got even hotter. He came out swinging with dates and details, making it sound like he'd been sitting on this info waiting for the perfect moment to air it out. He said, "Now I watch Gabe, that's the best you could come up with? So you ain't spitty Cardi husband November 10th at 4 a.m. at the house in LA? I'm making this up? Tried to keep your secret, but you keep popping it on these apps? I'm only state facts every time." And the internet froze for a minute because that timestamp was way too specific. People started whispering like, "Hold up, 4 a.m. is crazy." And suddenly the whole situation felt way bigger than a simple breakup rant. Blueface was talking like he'd been waiting 2 years to unload the timeline, and Chrisean was trying to dodge every shot while still clapping back at him online. With receipts flying, accusations being tossed left and right, and everybody refusing to back down, the drama just kept getting messier by the hour.
I know today has been an eventful day. I don't pay mind to none of that. Like, I don't care about none of that. I don't want you to put me none of that. I don't know if y'all been getting clues from me for my live. I mean, I don't know if you guys been getting clues from me for my lives or from my stories when I put some certain music or for my own followings. When it comes for today's events and stuff, I don't know if it's true. I don't think it's true. I don't care to find out because I've been single for a minute now, but I have been afraid to not afraid, I just don't know how to tell the world. But I feel like today has been like a sign.
The wild part is, Blue wasn't just talking to talk, because the 10th of November actually lines up. Both Chrisean and Offset were in LA that exact night for French Montana's birthday party, and that detail had the internet screaming because suddenly the timeline wasn't looking so impossible anymore. Folks started pulling up old clips, posts, and photos, trying to see who was standing next to who, and the whole situation started feeling way too convenient to ignore. Even Blue's mom, Carlissa, stepped in and co-signed the whole thing, which only made the drama louder. She dropped a comment under the Neighborhood Talks post saying, "Blue do a lot, but he don't lie." And that had everybody pausing because Carlissa rarely jumps into her son's mess unless she feels like he's telling the real story. Hearing her back him up just added more heat to the fire. At that point, everybody was waiting for Cardi to speak up because once she steps in, the whole narrative shifts. People wanted her truth, her reaction, her take on all these claims being thrown around like confetti. And sure enough, she finally responded, and her message had folks reading it twice. Cardi didn't confirm anything about Offset actually sleeping with Chrisean, but she did say something that took the whole situation in a different direction. She said that she and Offset were separated around the time Blue claims the situation went down, which had people instantly debating what that meant and how deep this story really goes. One comment from Cardi said the whole internet into full detective mode because now folks were asking new questions and looking at that November timeline with fresh eyes.
He was a home wrecker, so it's like you try to home wreck Cardi B shit because you want to be like her. So it's like, what did you say? You left your earring or your ring on purpose so Cardi could see it? Oh yeah, that's when I went all out.
The drama didn't slow down for even a second. It actually got messier because Chrisean ended up beefing with two of her own best friends, and both of them aired her out about allegedly sleeping with Offset. The internet was in pure shock because once close friends start talking, the story hits way different. One friend even claimed she was the person Chrisean asked to watch Junior so she could sneak off and meet up with Offset. She said Chrisean framed it like she had business to handle, but according to her, that business was really a link-up she shouldn't have been anywhere near. That just made everything look even more chaotic because nobody expected her own circle to confirm something that wild. The first friend she publicly fell out with was Janet, and Janet didn't hold back one bit. She came straight with the shade, saying Chrisean has always wanted to be like Cardi, but since she couldn't be her, she just decided to sleep with Offset. That was the closest Chrisean she had to being Cardi. That comment hit the internet like a lightning strike because it was bold, petty, and way too specific. People were reacting nonstop, saying this was the first time the story actually sounded believable because it wasn't just Blue talking, it was people who used to be around Chrisean every day. And with friends turning into enemies and receipts being hinted at, the whole situation started looking like a full-blown reality show meltdown. Every hour, new claims were dropping, and the entire thing kept building like a storm nobody knew how to stop. And Chrisean didn't let any of this cool down. She kept going, and the drama snapped right back at her. Just a few weeks after the fallout with her friends, she got into it with her own sister, Chastity, and the argument went straight into the Offset allegations again. The family tension was already heavy, but once Chastity opened her mouth, the whole situation took another sharp turn. Chastity claimed Chrisean left Junior so she could go and sleep with Offset, and people were stunned because that was the second time someone close to her mentioned the same exact thing. It made the whole storyline sound way too consistent, and the internet started buzzing like crazy because a sibling calling it out hits totally different. Then Chastity added even more heat by saying Chrisean showed up at Offset and Cardi's house during all this chaos. She said Offset allegedly introduced Chrisean to the household, then sent her off to the same bedroom he shared with Cardi to handle business, which sent social media into a tailspin instantly. The way Chastity described it had people staring at their screens like, what is happening right now? Chastity finished it off by saying, "Tell Cardi B, it's true," like she was daring someone to challenge her story. That line shook the whole timeline because she said it with the confidence of someone who wanted the truth out no matter who got mad. With family stepping in and repeating the same claims Chrisean's former friends already dropped, the entire situation started looking way bigger than a simple online argument. Another one of Chrisean's former friends jumped in and added even more pressure to the situation, claiming she played babysitter one night while everything was going down. She said, "I was a babysitter one night while Blue was at the house sleeping. I had Junior while Chrisean went to see you-know-who. I have pictures and screenshots of the night. Blue was sleeping at the house while she snuck out. Offset, how can you even do that to your queen? And she was around your daughter before." Shaking my effing head, and the internet went into a full meltdown because that was yet another person saying the same story. The way she said she had pictures and screenshots had people leaning in like they were waiting for her to drop the whole folder at any moment. She made it sound like she watched everything unfold in real time, and coming from someone who was inside the house, the claim hit way harder than random online whispers. Her calling Offset your queen made the whole thing even more dramatic, like she was genuinely confused how Chrisean got mixed up in something that messy. And the part about Chrisean being around the household before sneaking out only made the timeline feel even more chaotic. And the wildest part, even though all of this went down a while ago, Blueface is still dragging Chrisean every chance he gets. They aren't even together anymore, but he acts like the situation lives rent-free in his head every single day, bringing it back up anytime he feels like clapping back at her. At this point, it's clear the drama didn't fade. It just keeps mutating and getting louder.
You don't make Cardi money. You don't make Offset money. That rumor came out 2 years ago. What the are you still talking about it for, bro? What are you talking for, bro? You just doodled and scribbled all over your face. You need to go to the mental hospital, yo. And you need to go to rehab to get off the K2. You really do.
Okay, so that was that. So Chrisean Rock was going off on Blueface because he went on a podcast recently and he said that she was having sex with Offset while he was still with Cardi B. And it's very clear that Chrisean Rock was not happy with this. I don't know why I thought they were on good terms right now, but I guess I was wrong.
Chrisean jumped online real fast and went straight into full-blown denial mode, acting like the whole conversation came out of nowhere. She started firing shots at Blueface's new face tattoos, saying he needs real help and calling him an addict, like she wanted to drug his whole mental state in front of the internet. She kept asking why he keeps bringing the situation back from the grave when she claims she already addressed it years ago, acting like Blue was just trying to spin up old drama for attention. But the internet wasn't letting her slide that easy, because her reaction had people saying it was not the pot calling the kettle black, since she's dragging him for being hooked on substances when she's also been accused of the same thing. Folks were side-eyeing the whole argument because both of them have been called out before, so neither one really has the cleanest track record in this area. Then Chrisean tried to clown Blue for getting all these ridiculous tattoos, like he suddenly lost his mind, but the comment section immediately reminded her she literally has a tattoo of his face on her face. People were laughing because she was throwing shade at something she also participated in, and it made the back and forth look even messier than it already was. The whole exchange felt like two people trying to one-up each other without realizing the internet remembers every detail of their messy history. And every time Chrisean tried to clap back harder, Blueface would pop up with even more receipts, keeping the drama alive like he refuses to let the storyline die. This chapter of the chaos is clearly nowhere near over. Till this day, this whole situation still feels unbelievable, like something straight out of a chaotic reality show, but it all happened right in front of the internet. And when it comes to Cardi, she's no longer with Offset, so this mess isn't even her battle anymore. She already cleared out what she needed to say the first time, and from the way she's been moving, it looks like she has zero interest in reopening this chapter or giving anybody more fuel to twist her words. Meanwhile, the internet stayed loud because people always have something to say when drama pops back up. One person commented, "How is she judging and talking about people when she drank and did throughout her pregnancy?" And the timeline instantly started arguing because folks love bringing up every old detail whenever a new scandal drops. Another person chimed in and said, "If this ain't the pot calling the kettle black," since both sides have thrown around the same type of accusations over the years. which only made the back and forth even more chaotic. Then someone else added, scribbled all over his, babe, you legit had his face on your face and did the same, okay? And that one had the comment section cracking up because people were pointing out how Chrisean and Blueface both clowned each other for tattoos they both participated in. The whole thing just turned into a giant circle of finger pointing and irony. But now I want to know where you stand in all this. What do you think about Chrisean getting exposed for allegedly messing with Offset? And do you really believe Cardi knew about the situation the whole time and just kept quiet until she was ready to walk away? Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. And don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and click here to watch this other messy video.